Hello?
Yeah, sorry about that. Just had to pour myself a glass and take a seat, and so now I'm like all settled in.
No worries. No worries.
Now, what were we saying? So you're cool with the whole blind date situation, like,
Absolutely.
and
I don't want
has
to
that
miss
served you
out on
well?
something. You
Okay.
never know.
As far as like the blind date situation goes, and like agreeing to that, and you saying that you never know what you'll miss out on. It's
Abs-
like it's like why would that situation or scenario be more promising than or have more potential than you finding something, organic or like as far as just like walking through life or like, things like that. Like, why does that have, is it because the friends already met the person or because the app is like matching up personality traits and qualities and characteristics and shit like that? But like, or is it like, I don't know. I guess like I'm wondering why that has more potential than you just doing like your own thing.
it doesn't have more potential. It doesn't have more potential. You could just meet somebody down the street, I guess, and that works for you. But in a place, you already kind of have like a bit of a comfort level with the person because somebody that you obviously know and that knows you decides, oh, you know what? I think this might work. So it's usually thought out. You know what I'm saying? They don't just they think that there's something they see in that person that you would like or enjoy. So at least there's already one little level of like getting to know someone that's already kind of been touched on. Does that mean that there's like a better success rate? Nah.
All right, but so I'm guessing that different friends have different levels of trust with you when it comes to being able to set you up on a blind date. Like, you're just not taking any recommendation or suggestion per se, or any setup. Or are you
Right.
open to any and all type
No.
situations?
Nah, not to any and all. But still, even still with people that I know closely and that I think know me, I've still been surprised sometimes at the people that they've chosen and come back from that being like, what in that person did you think was gonna work? So it's hit or miss.
Without getting into your business, I mean, would you say like, I guess there's been enough hits to where it's a thing that you still do?
No, no,
Because if it was all misses, you'd be off that, right?
no, because back to like me saying like I don't want to miss out on something because I just say no right off the bat. It's just like, okay, well, I gave that a shot and that didn't work. So, you know, on to the next. If we don't try it, that girlfriend is going to be constantly trying to tell you about this dude over and over and how you're missing out on like the best thing ever because they're selling him just like they're trying to sell me.
Okay, let's talk about that. I mean, friends or family members selling friends or family members. Like, what's the? Are there no boundaries? Are there no limits to like, or no, I guess, restrictions when it comes to who you're willing to have sell you? I don't know. It sounds weird. Have sell you like another person's awesomeness and dating potential and stuff like that? Or are there like any restrictions as far as how you're willing to let like your family members or your friends sell you and like, hey, I told this guy about you, but I gave him your number or I gave him your Twitter handle or your IG handle. Like, are there restrictions to how, or is there like an etiquette or protocol to how that's supposed to go?
So with friends, okay, with friends, they'll always well my experience has always been that they come to me. They'll approach me. They may or may not have mentioned me to whoever they're thinking about, but they come to me and before they um give that guy any information, they'd have asked me first. So they've always had my permission to do whatever the next step is. So, yeah. With family, there's no etiquette. They just do what they want. Like random people will just call you, and then I have to later on ask the family member, like, who is this person? Their selling point is usually like education, is or money. So they lead with that. Oh, he's a doctor. Whereas at least your friends, they know you, and they'll be like, well, he kind of likes what you're into, and da da da. So I would trust a friend
Yeah, before
before I trust.
family.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I just have trouble like I don't know. I mean, you know me well enough to know I'm a private, type of, guy. I don't choose to do a lot of things that I keep next to me, or I don't keep a lot of who I am on a personal level or on an intimate level, out for people to just have their way with or make implications about. And I don't know. I struggle with that idea. I don't. It's just not something that
Is it
I.
because I'm also a private person
Yes,
as
you
far
are.
as like,
You are.
so is your issue with it because like that person that would have recommended it would have then had insight into something that you usually don't have. People have insight.
Oh, definitely. I think that's a the perfect way of articulating that. Like, if you're trying to play Cupid or matchmaker with me, or trying to set up me and another individual, like you're already more involved in our relationship or our potential relationship than I ever care for you to be involved in it.
I
Like,
get that.
and so now it's already ruined because you're already like right you're already right smack dab in the middle of it, and I'm like, there's no point in the existence or the potentiality of a relationship with another
But is
individual.
that person really smack dab in the middle of it though?
Hmm.
It's
Um,
not a matter of like someone being in your business. If anything, okay, maybe they're a tad bit in your business, but it's coming from a place of like it's coming from like a good place. So it's they believe that your desire is eventually one day to be in a happy, fruitful relationship, right? So if they find someone that they think would be a good fit for you, like I don't understand why you'd be upset why you'd be upset about that.
I can't even fathom the thought of someone like if me even being comfortable with someone asking me about, not even, let alone my significant other, but a situation that is unfolding. Like, it's just not something I care to have people outside of me and that individual involved in.
Yeah, but I think that your friends know you. They know the boundaries.
Yeah, but some
I don't
people
think
some people are really testy, and I just yeah, I'm like, I don't know what place or what where you thought you had a place within this, but I got other things you can help me with. I got bills, I got, but this seems to be consistently, very routinely and regularly the thing that you're most interested in sticking your nose in, and I just can't have that.
that would definitely have to be shut down.
That would definitely have
But
to what?
be shut down. Like friends that want to be all up in your business. I've had girlfriends that they'll decide to hook me up with someone and they want to hear every single thing about it consistently, and that's annoying.
Yeah, no, I
And that
can't.
can't work. But you do see that they're coming from a good place.
Uh, well, and I think it's because like I'm so protective of what's next to me and who's around me and things of that nature, or the things that I hold close to me, that like for anyone else it's like a light conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I see.
oh, so like I heard you and so, and in my mind, like a regular response to that would be very casual, like, oh yeah, this happened, or we're kind of here, or we're kind of at that place, or that thing with this person kind of ended, and I started this new thing with this kind of, with this person. I think that that's where I see the the blamelessness, or like there not being a fault in that. I'm like, okay, it's just cultural differences, or you know perceptual differences in are regarding what is private and what is intimate and what is not, and this is just me being my own individual about that, or this is me operating within my cultural perspectives of that, as opposed to, you operating within yours, and it's no malicious or mean thing. You're just doing what naturally, or you're asking questions that you're naturally able to ask the people around you or your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend explain it to me once. She made a lot of sense, and she said it's not it's not that the privacy or the intimacy isn't being honored. Um, she said that sometimes things happen within a woman. Excuse me. She said that sometimes things happen within, you know, a woman's head or a woman's heart, and she just has to bounce that off of her female friends to make sure that she's, I guess, sane per se. That's the word. That's such a weird way of saying that, but like to make that sure that she's not being weird or crazy or strange or overly this or insufficiently that, or whatever it is. So she said that sometimes we feel things and that we need to bounce that off of our female friends in order to get an at-large perspective on the situation.
I agree.
But see, where I disagree is, I'm like, yo, I'm your man. Just come talk to me about it. Like just
And you know what though? Some of her friends are going to say that.
really like,
I those exact words have come out of my mouth. Like, okay, maybe it's time for you to just go and say what you need to say to him. Because I mean, what do you really want me to do? She may be getting that, and it also depends on the woman too. I mean, you only have, at me. I'm speaking to me. I only have so many close female friends, like that are, and sometimes you do want to know if you're tripping. Am I like out of line? And sometimes they'll be like, yeah, and then, or no, or well, and it's healthy, yes, sanity, just to make sure. And sometimes the advice is, okay, well, I think you need to just, when you get a minute, go over there and talk to him. But it's not always easy to just, I don't know, it's not always just easy to talk to your significant other about certain things, especially when you think you may have been tripping. And a lot of times women know that they've taken it to the next level, but we need confirmation before we can like have an honest conversation with that person. Some women are really they're not private at all. Like, when they really dig somebody, they just have to let everybody know. It's just like this how they are. So maybe for people that are like that, um, but a lot of time, like if you were talking about grown women in a mature circle, like it's not like nah, we're not. I can't think. I'm trying to think of conversations like since after 26 years of age where we've had like where it's just like stupid gossip about the things you're dealing with your. It's usually more about us, like what we're doing, like us, not so much about like what he did this, and it's not so much of that.
okay, so it's
It's
like counseling, like for like almost like you guys are each other's like therapists in some sense. Like, let me tell you how I'm feeling. It's not really like what he's doing wrong and things like that.
Yes, sometimes it is what he did, but it's not consistently like he did this and he did that and blah blah blah, and I can't believe it's a lot of it is you know you have the friend that how you have like the friend that can write you have somebody that can write a letter really well, or a text message really well, and you have them like read it before you're trying to get a point across, and you don't want to sound too whatever, like too rude or too brash or whatever, and you have somebody read it and go through it and fix it because you have that friend that can do that for you. That's
Like that doesn't even exist in my mind. Like,
that doesn't exist in your mind.
like why would I have someone read and be like, hey, like, I mean, I maybe.
Sometimes you just need that. You need another woman to tell to either co-sign or let you know if you if you're tripping or not.
I don't
Cause
know.
you never know. You never know, too. What's the worst that could happen? It's a bad date. Okay. That's the worst that could happen.
Yeah, I mean that's doesn't seem too bad. What what are your thoughts on, like, I guess the dating scene, or like where things are at right now? Is like, people are always suggesting that we're moving towards, like, oh man, there's no more like this, or there's no more of that, and things should be more this way, or like they used to be, or things should progress to eventually being like, whatever. Like, what are your thoughts on, the dating scene right now, and where it's come from, where it's going? And do you approve? Do you, like, not condone certain behaviors? What is it looking like?
But also, I guess you always feel like when any man shows you any kind of like, if any dude is nice to you,
Mm.
that the intent is sexual. That's where our minds are.
Okay,
Guys can't just be nice to be nice.
gotcha.
So I guess you got to turn them down. I mean, in regards to like, I guess you got to be rude if you're not interested in them sexually.
Okay. And when you say that, when you say that guys aren't nice just to be nice, you're explaining the traditional way of guys, and chivalry and all of that, stuff like that. You're
Well,
explaining that to be a guy being nice.
well, yeah. Just like that's why I think people are so. That's why you're different initially, and then once people get used to you, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just. And that's why people that are similar to you are considered different. Why are you considered different or odd? Oh, he's just that's just how he is, or whatever. It's because it's not like it's not normal. It's not considered normal for people to be that. That's just plain and simply nice men anyway,
No, I really don't think that has anything to do with
without the intention being something other than
a physical relationship. But I mean, like I don't even think that's just with like dating, or like any like specific avenue within, you know, the whole of our lives. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think that we have that suspicion with work. We have that suspicion with, what I'm saying, finance. We have that suspicion with, as far as places where our money is involved, and how we spend it, and how we, you know, sell and trade and buy and all those things like that. I think that we always have the suspicion that when someone's being nice, there's usually like some sort of gain that they're looking for. And what you're saying,
right.
us going back to what we were talking about previously, you're saying that when it comes to dating, you just want a guy that's gonna be nice, not traditional, not open. All of these things that get thrown around with the verbiage, or the lingo that we use presently within our culture. But you're just saying you want not old fashioned, not any of that shit. I just want a guy to be nice. That's what you're saying.
Really, yeah.
Okay. And what the fuck is what is nice? Because I've never
I
cared
think
to be
because
nice
like you
personally.
don't run by it, like when you meet people, it's not like people are like on every blind date I've ever been on. People for the most part are you cordial, you nice when you meet people,
Hmm.
but I don't know. There are no words.
I think that we could try to um, help each other find the words. I mean, I read this book one time, right? And this is why I don't typically like using the word nice, because nice is, in my mind, most of the times, not all of the times, you know, nice is essentially useless after a point of time, or after a stage of progressing. Nice is like, nice serves no one, right? Like when it's time to figure out what the numbers are like at work and like how, you know, things are looking or how things are moving or what's happened in the past week or month, no one's gonna look at my underproducing or my lack of meeting the standard and say, you know what, he's a nice guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or like
Mhm.
no one's going to, you know, as far as like my faith or, you know, people who have a faith or who who honor a God, I don't think that anyone's heaven or anyone's um, eternity per se. Not that all religions believe that. I don't think that anyone. I don't think that my faith. I don't think that my faith and my religion, my belief. I don't think that when I get to heaven, which is the goal, I don't think that I'm gonna get there because I was a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the criteria.
Fair.
That's
Mhm.
like the standard. And I think that, you know, even just, you know, being younger and hearing, you know, nice guys finish last, nice guys finish last. And of course, I was one of those, you know, silly teenagers that bought into it. Like, oh man, like, yeah, nice guys finish last. If you're a nice guy, she's gonna, you know, the whole narrative and the whole movie scene, like,
Mhm.
she's gonna leave with the guy with the leather biker jacket under his arm, and you know, the nice guys, like, you know, with his face down in his books or some shit like that. Like, we all, well, I would say we all, I bought into that narrative, and I got older, and I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, nice guys are gonna finish last if all the fuck they are is nice. You know what I mean? If that's all you are, like, then okay, dog. Like you know, like be nice, but be more, be other things too. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Be hardworking and be generous and um, be open-minded or be playing an instrument or be um, intellectual or all of these things. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many things that you could be just outside of nice. So um, maybe with that being said, if you could go back on, you know, to a few minutes ago when we were, you know, when you first said or when we established that you look for a nice guy or a nice guy is hard to find, what would you substitute those words for, or that word
Hmm.
for? Excuse me.
Maybe I would say mm, nice. I don't know, interesting
Okay.
or interesting and not um not scared of me
Okay.
or
Not
intimidated. That's the word. Or
intimidated by.
intimidated by.
Okay, and that I think that that's a whole other conversation in itself that I feel like we you know we're about to segue into. But like I just think that when you take away the word nice and people stop setting you up on blind dates or stop setting you up in, you know, situations, and they you know, they say to me, oh man, you know, she's single and you're single and she's nice and, you know, you're nice, she's a nice girl, and I'm like, well, what the hell else is she? You know what I'm saying? Like what like is that all that, you know? You know, is that
That's
we
all it takes.
you know, we taping this shit together, you know what I'm saying? This whatever the fuck this is, we putting it together because, you know, she's single, I'm single, and she's nice, I'm nice. Like, I think that when we remove the word nice from our vocabulary when speaking about the opposite sex in dating or the same sex in dating, whatever, you know, people are into, um, I think that when you remove the word nice, you actually start to understand your needs and what parts of yourself need to be addressed or are satisfied or satiated by the other individual. And it speaks to where our understanding of your capacity or my capacity or whoever, you know, my capacity to allow or be open to those things that I'm communicating I need that are beyond, you know, just being nice and, you know, I mean, from me taking what you're saying about like where we are as a culture involving dating and whatnot, and what it is you look for in the opposite sex, and how you want to be responded to. Um, like what like I don't know. I guess I feel weird asking like, all right, is there like something that all men can use or all women can use as far as like a manuscript or like a outline, but it's just like we're all so different, you know?
Right. Mm-mm.
And like one thing that like always gets me, right? It always gets me. Like every time I'm like around like maybe a female friend or like a certain group, you know, or a specific group of female friends, um, whether it's this group or that group or whatever, you know, that's what I mean by specific. But there's always like there's not always there's sometimes there's talk of this is what women want, or this is what women are expecting, or this is what you know women like, and I'm like, I know enough women to know that that's not true across the board. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you guys are like-minded, or maybe you know if it's just one individual, I'm like, this is your perspective, or this is where you're at right now, or this is you know how you've been conditioned, but I know a ton of women who would shit on that whole idea. Like they they totally not be with it. You know, like just like to one lady, you know, or one woman, she wants me to be chivalrous and open doors and you know open her car door or walk her to her car or you know pay for you know the meal regularly or offer to pay for the meal regularly. I've been with women or I've been out with women who are even like just put off, they're turned off by that idea.
Yeah.
Like don't do that, don't ever do that type shit, you know what I'm saying? And I think that if I could tell like a lot of the dudes that I taught within the programs that are you know that I've in or that I've been in, or the programs you know that you know you and I have met each other through, or the ministries and whatnot, I as far as opposite sex goes, I'd let them know like yo, you just gotta learn her, right? You gotta
That
figure
is
out
great advice.
you gotta figure out who she is, what turns her off, what turns her on, what she likes, what she doesn't like, what her perspective is on certain ideas and ideals. And even when she tells you the first time what her perspective is and what she feels, it's going to take time before that individual is comfortable with saying what they really mean to say. That's because, and this is consistent with me as well. Like we're not always open and vulnerable, and you know honest, you know, right off the bat. Sometimes we're afraid of being judged, and so we say what a societal perspective or standard or a cultural or a, you know, whatever race or you know you come from or whatever religion you come from or whatever, we say this is what I want or this is what I'm looking for, and it's like, well, am I really looking for that, or is it just do I just have to say that, or should I say that because that's what you're expecting me to say and I want you to think the best of me and all of these things, and it's like
Right.
what I really want is hard to say, or what I really want is really fucking heavy. You know what I'm saying? Or what I really am looking for is kind of weird to people. You know what I'm saying? And my advice would be to the dude. I'd be like, yo, like learn who she is and take that time and see what's going on with her, and create a safe space for her to communicate these things, and that's how it works. But if you like go with what your homeboys or what like you know one of your mans, or like what you know the group of women that is your auntie and your aunties and your sisters and your mother and you know your female friends or your whoever it is, if you just go with what they say women should or the opposite sex should want or not want, or you know what, like how to win the girl per se, I'm like, you're totally just generalizing a whole
Right?
half of you know half of the population. Like how is that possible? Like even when I'm told like, hey, this is what you know uh, uh, this is what women want, This is what women like. I'm like, I have enough respect for women to know that not every woman fucking wants or likes that. You know what I'm saying? I've met enough of them to know that, there's just people are just their own individual at the end of the day, and there's a lot of similarities and shit like that. But like, yeah, that would be my word of perspective per se to a younger guy on how to pursue the girl that he's going for or that he's interested in.
That's great advice. That's for women and men. Like it goes both ways.